Hi everybody, it's Steve and Kenny here. Welcome to our latest video. As you guys know, we got some awesome content coming up, but we did the wiring harness, we did the walkthrough of the P1 build. However, there are times in your life, right?
Just in general.
In general, yeah. Where you need a wizard. Like as Kenny's father, for example, I find myself in that position every Tuesday and Thursday.
Setting the tone off great for this video right
That's
now.
right.
Awesome.
That's right. So anyway, so I'm sometimes the wizard. But we kind of got to a point where we're like, all right, do we do the suspension, get this thing to a roller? And then we started thinking, is there another human being on the planet that is working on a P1 build? And there's only one person we could think of. It turns out he knows a ton more than we do about building a P1. So we have an incredible, special, amazing guest joining us, none other than...
Is that somebody else?
Freddie Hernandez right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
There, Tavarish, AKA, right here, is in our garage.
Yes. So you said a lot of things that weren't true.
Wizard.
So I don't know if you know this. I've never actually put one of these together. Like I've taken one apart. I know like where all the bolts are supposed to go, but I don't really know how to make a car whole again. I haven't done that part yet.
So we actually have that in common.
Yes.
Because ours is disassembled.
Yes. So I think I should probably go around and take a look at what you guys have. Because there's not a lot of sand in here. Actually, there's no sand. I noticed.
Yeah.
And you guys have a lot of parts. And how long have you been putting all the parts together?
How long, Kenny? How long?
I mean, the easiest answer is too long, but it's been about 3 years. So.
Why don't you finish your project? What's taking so long?
Yeah, I know.
What is taking so long? I mean, it should be easy.
Dude, the comments are going to flood in now. They're going to flood in. Admittedly, it was 2 years to get the tub.
Yeah.
And if you watch our channel, I mean, Kenny, we took noble runs.
We had a couple runs.
At not getting this tub from Mclaren, but in the end, we had to. It just took them 2 years to pull it together. Oh, by the way, why would it take Mclaren so long? What do you think they were doing?
Well, they had to wake up the guy that knew how to put everything together. You know, it takes him a while. He needs his coffee and his newspaper. But honestly, I think like these are made to order. How many of these are like? You wouldn't need these because these cars aren't being written off. These cars aren't being driven. So you're like the only guy that would need this.
Well, you made a really good point. We were chatting yesterday when you got here that McLaren made 375 of these. Very few of them are just driven on the road. So you're not going to see them that
Almost
often.
none, yeah.
Well, you're going to drive yours.
Well, yeah, I'd like to. I'd like to a lot.
That's excellent. Yeah. Well, we would love to we're going to just probably jump towards the front end here, but start kind of front to rear with your perspective on what is the best way, right, Kenny? What's the best way?
There's a lot of where to get started.
Where to get started, but what's the best way to approach the build?
Okay, I'm going to need like a piece of cardboard and like a Sharpie.
Got
or
it.
A napkin and a crayon.
Got it.
That works too.
Yeah. We'll do it.
Yeah. Okay, so I am going to be shooting from the hip here, but what I think you guys need to do, we have a handy dandy. Well, it's a McLaren approved method of planning. Okay,
Save money where we can.
It's gonna be a flow chart, and I might forget things, but that's okay. So number one is honestly, I would do the HVAC system because the HVAC and HVAC is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. That is a two-part piece on the firewall or the bulkhead in the front, and that is really, really, really hard to get to if you have wiring and hoses and hydraulic lines in the way.
So hold on the suspension.
I would hold on suspension. Honestly, I would do suspension close to last, just because it's on the outer edges of the car. I would rather put all the hard lines because there are suspension hard lines for the hydraulic hoses. There's brakes. There's brackets that you got to put in on the actual tub and the aluminum. What is it? This structure here.
Subframe.
Yeah, the subframe. Yeah. And I would rather just do all the suspension and brakes and all that stuff last.
Okay.
It's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt just because it's not going to be a roller, but it's on the lift.
We're good.
Okay. But actually, before you do the HVAC, we're going to do like a 0.5. And that is strap the car down.
Strap the very light
Yeah.
chassis down.
Good
Yeah, and
Good safety tip.
it's because this car is very long, and when McLaren put the points for lifting, I don't really think that they had the P1 in mind. They might have. It works for the MP412C and the P11 cars. For this car, just because there's so much more back there, there's hyperdrive assembly and the e-motor and then all the other stuff. It actually is like it will go a little cattywampus. So I would just put a strap across the front, and then HVAC number 2 is I would do hydraulic lines. And we would have to look at all the hydraulic lines. Like if you look over here, because you guys, like this is all empty. There is a ton of hydraulic components that go into this area. There's also a hydraulic motor that powers the power steering, because it is actually hydraulic power steering, but it's electric over hydraulic. So you still get the hydraulic feeling, like you feel the road, but it doesn't actually sap any energy from the motor. So I would lay all that out and then kind of finagle the harness into where it's supposed to go, because the harness, there's one part actually that, is there another part that comes out here? There might be. So I remember on my car, there's also a part that comes out here, and you have to connect a bunch of different sensors, and like there's a lot that gets connected here, and then you kind of forget about it and hope it works.
Right.
Because if you have to get to it or fix a sensor or replace it, it's going to be a thing.
So we don't need to necessarily remove the wiring harness, but like yank out the grommet, give it a little play. So there was premature harnessing that went on here.
Yes.
Okay.
We were a little excited.
Yes, I can see that. But I think you guys are on the right track. I like that you pulled all this through, because actually, you know what? I want to ask you a question. How fun was that?
No,
It was
that's
a good
punishment
time.
in some countries.
Yes.
It was horrible,
Yes.
and it was hot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was labor intensive. But on top of it, you know, I mean, I realize these things are stronger than they look, but you're just like, please, please, please don't come apart, every single piece. But so it was. I mean, it was a game of operation in and of itself, but we made it.
So another thing is you're going to be building all this stuff out, but up here, that's where the windshield wiper assembly is, and this is, you can't get to this at all after you build this out. So I would then do a windshield wiper assembly. So then we have HVAC, hydraulics, hydraulic lines, and windshield wiper assy.
Yep.
So then with this, you'll be in a really, really good spot to start laying everything else out. Then you can do things like the steering rack. So the steering rack actually sits on this guy right here, and the steering rack is the same steering rack as they put in the MP412C, like exactly the same thing. It has the same part number. It's just 2 big bolts right there, and the thing just kind of slots in there. You will have to like finagle it into place. There's going to be a lot of things around,
Right.
And you have to put the steering shaft, into the column.
Yep.
Right here, and
Yeah, we did a little test fit with that. We actually got, what, did we get that out of a 675?
We did. Yes,
Yeah,
this
I
is
think
all
it's the same.
675 pieces.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the subframe and everything is all should be
Yeah.
exactly the same. So just make sure that when you put the subframe on, the subframe is going to have certain sensors that sit on these studs, and you cannot get to them when the subframe is on.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Of
so
course.
I would put those on so you can just, do that.
Very cool, McLaren.
Yeah,
Love that.
And those are like accelerometers, stuff like that. Just little stuff that you would never,
Got it.
that you would never change. But also, another thing I would do when the subframe is out is clean up all of these grounds. So I would scuff these grounds, because this
Yeah, powder coated, not good.
yeah, so it was meant to be bare aluminum. The bare aluminum didn't look good, you know this.
Yeah.
It just looked, even like brand new, because I had a brand new one, and it looks like baby's first welding job. Like
Yeah.
it is not great. So when you powder coat it, you do have to. I see that you actually went through the bolt threads, which is good.
Yeah.
But I would clean up that mating surface. So all the grounds, like the grounding in this car, super important.
Right.
Like super important because there's so many more grounding points because of the hybrid drive. So yeah, that's it. I would clean up grounds.
Good call. Can
Great
do.
focus. Start on the front end. It's a great beginning here.
Yeah, it's funny how you and I were thinking about doing this in the reverse
Yes,
way.
we started
that
with the
Freddie
rear
was
ends,
thinking about.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hence the experience. We like that.
Yeah. Then I think, going front to back is good, just because you have it's very dense up here. There's a lot of electronics just kind of like situated in here behind the dashboard. The dashboard goes in one piece. So you have the back structure of the dash, and then everything should be wired up. So all you have to do is connect the body control module, which sits inside the dashboard, to I believe like 10 or 12 different plugs. They're all color coded, so it's fine. You can't mess it up. And then there's like 4 bolts to connect the dashboard, and you're good to go. All right, business end. This is the business end of the
Yes,
P1.
there's, we're missing a few things currently, so.
Are you?
Mainly, okay, so we talked about it. So there's a couple items here, I think, that are bespoke to P1 that we probably need to address, right? Mainly this.
Yeah, so the P1 and the MP412C 650S 675LT have a lot in common. Basically, the bottom half of the car is extremely identical, but everything up top is bespoke to P1, and this is a mono cage. So on the MP4, it's a mono tub, and it's this is all carbon fiber, and it's bonded together. You can actually see the bonding. So this is what the MP4 would have, and then the P1 is a different type of carbon fiber, and then they just bond it together. Essentially glued the car together. But it's really good glue.
It's a fancy hat.
It's really good glue.
It is really good
Yeah,
glue.
we've been down that journey.
Yes.
It's good glue.
So one thing I noticed that you guys don't have are these closeout panels here. There are panels that are made of aluminum, or since we're talking about a British car, aluminium. This is just a regular piece, and you just slot the
Like
grommet
locks
in
the
there.
grommet in place.
Actually, you know what? I am not going to be using mine, and I powder coated mine, so you guys could just have that. Because I have the no spec, bulkhead connectors in mine, because I decided to make mine a fancy boy.
Freddie, we only have like 972 more parts after that. Thank you.
Yeah.
We
so-
will take that.
Well, I'm helping you out with the big stuff, obviously.
Holy cow. Yeah, we love, thank you.
Yeah, there we go. But there's nothing really to do here other than run all the hydraulic lines underneath the car, and then those come out underneath, and then they kind of fan out in front of the fuel tank, which sits right here. The battery also sits in here. I think the battery and the fuel tank are going to be some of the last things that you put in the car. Number one, for safety, because you don't want to be working on a car with like a live high voltage battery.
Yeah.
Just like in terms of safety, I wouldn't feel right about it.
That
And-
whole 400 volt thing.
Exactly. And also, it's easy to put in and out without having to mess with anything else. So once we get all this sort of, all the hydraulic lines situated, then we can put
This
in.
beauty.
Yes.
This beauty. So this is really cool. This is really cool. This is an early car. This is an early engine. And you can tell because it has a silver intake manifold, and the intake manifold is actually painted. Now, it's just I'm geeking out over it because my car did not have a silver intake manifold. Mine was one of the last cars. It was like chassis 3, was it 331 or 3? I don't know. But it was one of the last cars. But this is like a pre-production.
Yeah.
So this pre-production.
Yes.
So one thing I would say, and I know that you guys have had the Cannonball Garage guys go over everything and fortify the internals,
Yep.
make sure that this is not going to be bending any rods because they love to do that. I would delete this thing right here. So this is called the Sound Symposer, and these are stock in every Mclaren, and in every Mclaren they always leak boost. This pipes in the intake manifold noise to the interior, but you don't need that.
Is that what this useless tube is for?
Yes. That is exactly what that useless tube is for. That useless tube goes into like a little bellows on the inside of the car, and it looks kind of like a speaker, but it's not. And all that does is go into here, and it also makes the engine bay just look really cluttered. It's already cluttered, but it makes it look a little bit more. It's just crap all over the place.
Which is strange because it has a functional roof scoop. So
Yes.
this is just here for a reason.
It's here because it was on that car. That's why. So what I would do is what I did on my 675 LT. I took this off, and then it's just 3 little M6 bolts. You take this off and then put a cover plate on there. You can make it out of literally anything. You just make it out of aluminum, and that's it. Installing the engine is actually really easy. You can do it in like 20 minutes. So you just do it from the bottom, and there is a Y-shaped like cross member that's over there. And once you put it on the cross member, it is a little bit like it's a little bit floppy, but once you put it in there, there's like 6 or 8 bolts. Put it in there, and then one really, really big long bolt that goes through the transmission mount right here, and that goes through this guy with 24 millimeters on each side, 24 millimeter sockets. You get that down, and
Is that the same as the 12C?
exactly the same.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly the same, except it's offset because this is longer because of the hybrid drive assembly.
Okay. So we can't use. Well, we could use the. Could we use the
Yes.
the long bolt?
The bolt is exactly the same.
that's
The actual mount, if you look at it right here, the mount on the 12C, it sits in the middle of
So it's
this
dead
hole.
center.
Yeah, but this, since it sits further back because the hybrid drive assembly, it takes up more space. The transmission is shifted further back, and also the engine is shifted farther forward. So you're actually you're closer to the firewall here than you are in the 12C.
That's you know what? This just answered so many questions. I've been staring at this for 2-3 years,
Mm-hmm.
going, oh well, they made a circle and there's a dead center mark, and the mount is not.
Yeah, it's because this transmission is the same transmission that they used in the 12C, like all the way up to like the 765, the Senna, like all that. The 765 does have a different final drive ratio. It has like the gears are slightly shorter. Transmission, exactly the same, Graziano 7-speed SSG gearbox. And but everything that you see that's kind of like loose and floppy, that has a home on the subframe. So you just connect that, and then comes the fun part where you have to connect all of the hard lines and then the plastic for the intercoolers, and then making sure all that works. And then you dress out the sides, which is the cooling packs, and then all the P1 stuff, which is pumps for the intercoolers, pumps for the battery cooling circuit, and then you have like extra fans and stuff back here.
Yep.
And then that. But what's good about the P1 is that everything has a place, and even though like you take the clamshell off and you're like, there is so much.
Yeah.
Like it's just full of stuff.
Feels like mass hysteria.
Yeah. If you understand how the systems work, it's not that complicated. It's just very time consuming.
Right. Freddie, I'd love for you to contemplate, because both Kenny and I have been saying, everybody's on all the comments, how long's the build? How long's the build? How long's the build?
Yeah.
And we've been putting out there like, well, now I'm feeling way more confident, like,
Okay.
and an hour into conversation with you.
Yeah.
But we've been saying a year.
Okay.
Is that
From now?
Yeah. We've been saying a year. Is that like, what's your vibe on that? I realize because if you look at like Tavarish time frame versus let's say car council time frame,
We may need to look at parts first before we give an accurate
We can, but let's say for the sake of argument, you have the parts you need. So also take this with a grain of salt because time frames are something that I am very bad at. But let's just say if we are like boogieing on this thing, like just wrenching until our fingers bleed, I think you can get this done in a week. I think you can get this done in a week.
we can do it. Really?
Yeah, I think you can get this done in a week.
Dude, well, you know what? I mean, I think we got to go take an inventory. But look, hypothetically, if we teed it up to do that, could we ask for your help in potentially doing
I
that?
would love to do that. Also because I've never put a P1 together, so it'll be good practice.
Right. Yeah,
We'll call this experience for everybody.
dress rehearsal.
Yeah. We put the engine in, was like, we shouldn't have done that. We should not have done that.
We'll have a blooper reel. For
Yes,
that.
yeah. Whoops, turns out the car only goes reverse.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Technically, a car that only were in reverse would be better than the car we currently have.
That is true.
That is true. Well, look, we should go do the inventory. What do you think?
Let's do it.
It is inventory time. Now that we've taken you through the first half of the video, now we're gonna, with Freddie, just take a look at a little bit of what we got. Bear in mind, the wall of P1 still has many parts.
A little bit?
Just a few, right? So now we know, like, how much surface area does a P1 from a part standpoint take? We know. A lot.
Yes, it's all of it.
Yeah, all of it. Yes.
Okay, so let's start right here. This is like all the interior.
Yeah,
And
let's just dissect it and get into it.
what a lot of people don't know is that, yes, the car is made of carbon fiber, the body's made of carbon fiber, but all the interior is also carbon fiber. So this is the A-pillar right here, and it is super, super light. I mean, it doesn't weigh nothing, and it's a nice finished weave. You could, if you wanted to, make this all gloss, because if you want to be a big fancy boy.
Thank you.
Yeah. The problem with gloss
Don't
is
encourage him.
the problem with gloss is glare. Yeah.
But I want to be a fancy boy.
Yeah, but you know what I did?
What did you do?
I did gloss.
Yes, fancy boy.
Yes.
Gloss.
So this is all stuff that you like got with the car?
This all came just wrapped up, every piece. This all came with VP4.
Well, it's funny because like you have these, and this says VP12 on it.
It's just a vent.
Yeah, and this is a vent, and these are also really, really hard to put in the car. Actually, no, this is the center console.
Well, thankfully, when we got the dash,
Yeah. Do not take any of those vents out.
we will not.
Yeah, so if you're gonna ever paint that, just tape over them, because it is impossible to take those vents out. They are a one-time thing. You will destroy them if you take them out.
We are not going to take them
Yeah.
out.
But you got everything here, and I know I'm geeking out over like brackets and stuff, but this is behind the center console. This is where like the radio brain sits. This, I believe, goes in the footwell. Yeah, the footwell for the passenger. We have center speaker, so this goes in the dash, and you can see that it's just double-sided taped here. And then that is the speaker behind the passenger. So that's your bottom left or bottom right. We have more.
They seriously use double-sided tape.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like you can see it right here. Look.
That's great.
Yeah. Double-sided tape, and
Dry it out a little.
if it's good enough for McLaren, it's good enough for you. So I think there's also a lid from something. I don't think that's a McLaren part. I think that's
That actually covered the speaker.
That covered the speaker?
There's a bespoke lid.
Oh my goodness. How much does that cost?
I don't know. I'm thinking it came off of a big gulp.
It does, yeah. So what's funny is that these speakers, these are the, I believe they're the Meridian system. Yeah, the Meridian system. So this came as a upgraded option for all the P11 cars, and these speakers are terrible. They sound terrible. They sound like trash, but it doesn't matter because you got a P1, and that's all you need.
Yeah, to be honest, there are moments where I've just thought, delete all this crap and get a JBL.
Yes, I would go aftermarket and then put like a small subwoofer somewhere, because these are really not good. Okay, so these foam pieces, you'd think that it's really kind of not necessary, but all this stuff it'll lay out the interior. And if you look right here, it is it's cut off, but it's 11 part number. So this is the same as what you would find in the 12C.
That makes sense.
But sometimes what McLaren does is they make it for the P1, but it's an 11 part number, but they just modify it a little bit. So they'll cut off. It might have happened here. I think
it seriously
They
did.
just cut this off.
Yep.
Cut off the back end of this. That's why you can't see the actual part number. And then they're like, oh, it's for a P1.
Now it's P1.
Yeah. Ooh, you got the net.
I got the net.
Oh, so you got the net that goes behind the passenger.
I've never seen someone so excited over the net.
This is all really
have
rare
two
stuff.
nets.
You got 2 nets.
Yeah, we were going to use it for snowshoeing. But
Yeah, you could do that. Play badminton or something.
exactly.
Yeah, cool. All right, so that's interior.
Yep.
So I think you're
Lighten
all
some of this
sorted
back.
there.
Yeah, we got a few more interiors kind of hiding over there. We got accelerator, brake.
Ooh, okay. So accelerator and brake. what I did on my car, and please feel free to copy me, but this accelerator and brake pedal is exactly the same as you get in any McLaren. You can take this apart, and I made mine in gold because
I really like that.
The McLaren F1.
Reasons.
Yeah, and because this is just aluminum, so you can have this powder coated, but it is exactly. I mean, it's the part number starts with an 11, and 11 means MP412C, 650S, all that stuff. So same thing. This is cool, though.
Yes.
Steering wheel.
There are some satisfying clicks going on there.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Good time.
The fun thing about McLaren, in case people don't know, you can go up and down on both paddles. So you can go up, and then you can do the other side like that. But it also has a half press. So if you want to go even faster with your shifts, if you kind of like half press it before it clicks, the computer will know that you're about to do an upshift, and then it'll get ready, and then as soon as you do it, it's instantaneous. So that's why it's called the SSG, the seamless shift gearbox.
Yeah.
This is a really cool piece, but the only difference between this and any other McLaren are these two buttons right here, the iPass and the DRS, the drag reduction system and International House of Pancakes. So
That's what makes it expensive. Got it.
And we got this wheel from the same guy who we got the body from, correct? He just gave this to you. As an addition.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That was really nice.
And it looks in great shape. So yeah, what's cool is like I wonder if you could like retrofit this into other McLarens and then have these do different things.
Yeah.
So
experiment. That'd
yeah,
be fun.
one of these on my car
be
is
like-
probably going to be an afterburner button. So I don't know.
Or like a bass
Perfect.
boost.
Yes,
Bass boost.
bass boost. That's right.
I've been waiting
story
to show
about
you
this
this.
Okay, all right. Oh, okay, all right. So this goes on the back.
This is a big deal, these little guys. Yeah.
So
Do you know these are online for 4,000 British pounds?
this is if you told me this cost 35 cents to make, I would believe you.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a piece of carbon fiber that is so thin. I feel like if I breathe on it, I'd snap it. So this goes in the back of the clamshell. It's almost like the rear window, but there's no rear window on the P1. There's just a piece of carbon fiber. This is a piece of trim, and the only way you affix this, double-sided tape. That's right, 3M, double-sided tape. It's not even labeled 3M. No. They might have just gotten this from like,
it's like Chinese.
That
double
feels like
sided tape,
like a Office Max type
Exactly.
deal. But I love it. It did come in a large box.
Yes. Yeah, for to make you feel better, I don't know. This is fun. Because this is
Get the first one.
Yeah, this is the wing assembly.
Yeah,
And-
and randomly we have three.
Three, yeah. So some P1 is running around with only half a wing.
Right, it's just kind of flopping in the wind.
So this is a hydraulic wing assembly, and this is a strut that goes up 12 inches. It can articulate, it can do DRS and goes flat, it can do air brake, and it does everything, and it has its own sort of ecosystem. It doesn't run on anything else. It has its own hydraulic pump and servos and all that. And you can see that here. I think
600
underneath-
kilograms of downforce, right?
Yes, at 150 miles an hour.
Oh, I love it.
So it's pretty insane.
And at 30 miles an hour, just a bucket of cool.
That's right.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
that
horn.
we've tried as best we can.
Yes.
And our goal is if we're going to preserve car history, then as many of these things as we can get reconditioned, functional.
Correct.
We just want to be able to tell that story that this is the car that Jeremy Clarkson drove, or as close to it as we can get.
And it's funny because this is the car that essentially launched one of the most
It was the show pony.
iconic hypercars ever made. Headlights. So famously, these headlights, they're P1 headlights. This is also these are not Euro headlights. These are the US headlights because they have the amber reflectors. But these are exactly the same as 650 headlights.
Yes.
These are the same ones.
Yeah,
So
it's a real disappointment when I bought the P1 version.
okay, so realistically, in the interest of time, you have so much. Like, there's brakes and stuff here, but you guys got a ton of other stuff. It's an entire car's worth, or maybe 2 or 3 entire cars worth.
So do we win the things contest? Do we have all the things?
I feel like you have more than enough things.
We're things.
Um,
we have things.
yes.
We're
Yeah.
proud of our thing acquisition.
told you we had
Great.
things.
So I think the next part is just seeing what you don't have. So I think it'll take you a few days to do that, right?
Fuel tank.
Fuel tank, and then there's going to be little odds and ends. So go through everything, have it in a spreadsheet, see what you don't have. I'll help with whatever I can.
Awesome.
And then I think you put it together.
I think we do it.
Like,
I
put
think
it together.
Yeah, like I actually make a car run and
Yeah.
drive. That'd be nice, right?
Gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
and see if we can do it in some like crazy record time.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, any time you do it in is going to be
It's
a
the
record
record time,
Right?
because
Yeah,
who else has done
because
this?
nobody's done this.
Right.
So,
It'd be a good beta run too, and then we could kind of, see. I think the world's going to want to see how you put yours together.
yeah, it's hopefully going to be with not too many extra bolts left over.
I love it.
Yeah, so if anybody is watching this and not subscribed to this channel, then you absolutely need to do that, because that is what's called a call to action. You guys might not think about it right now, but every subscription helps this channel do this kind of stuff, because not only do they have a P1, but you guys haven't seen what's back there. It's crazy. And it's not just high-end hypercars, it's S2000s, it's like Porsche. There's a lot of stuff here. So subscribe. They have awesome, awesome content.
Oh, well, first of all, Freddie, I just want to say
We
thank
can't
you.
thank you enough. This has been
Yeah, I mean, no, it
amazing.
means a lot. Everything from just the walkthrough to the game plan, the inventory. And you say, like, nobody else in the world is doing it. You're leading the way, and we love
You're doing
watching
it.
your channel.
Listen, the only reason I came here is because I wanted to steal a pocket full of bolts, and that's it.
Yeah, we got it.
I'm just like,
We got a gift bag.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
got a
no,
gift
no.
bag. But thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, man.
Means a lot.
Appreciate
Means a lot.
you, dude. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. We'll update you soon enough on the next step. But folks, we are close.
Yeah.
We're close.
Awesome. All right. Tune in. Make sure and subscribe. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.